Car fanatic Jason Cormack makes no secret of his hatred of police. When one officer came knocking on his door after a complaint, he let loose, attacking the veteran highway cop so badly he will never work in the force again.
That wrecked my life. Completely ruined it.
Bloodied.
He's got blood coming down his face.
Bruised.
You worried you might go to jail?
And broken.
I thought I was going to die, to be honest with you.
Minutes is all it took to end the 34-year career of Senior Constable Danny POOLE. All at the hands of self-confessed police hater Jason Cormack.
His career's over. I mean, he didn't break his own eye socket.
It was the 21st of June 2016. Danny was called to a home following reports of a car doing burnouts.
The Commodore in question was parked on the major strip, both back tyres were completely blown.
But nothing could have prepared him for what would happen next. The veteran officer then approached the house looking for the owner of the car, which had been unregistered for 12 months.
The accused has come up the hallway. You're not taking my effing car. I said, I'm not taking your car, I'm going to take number plates.
Seconds later, Cormack pushed past Danny and the pair walked towards the car. The father of three then spat on Danny, prompting him to use his capsicum spray.
That sort of sent him into a bit of a rage. He's come back at me again, so I sprayed him again, and that's virtually emptied the can of spray.
As Cormack washed the spray out of his eyes, a shocked neighbour called 000.
So what have you seen? Did you see a police officer being assaulted?
I've seen a police officer getting assaulted.
He's turned and had a swing at me, and I've stepped back a couple of times, and then he's taken another swing at me and I've ducked.
Danny lost his footing and fell. As the grandfather lay helpless on the ground, Cormack began punching and kicking him.
The police officer has been punched and kicked?
Yeah, punched and kicked.
Well, I just didn't know what was going to happen to me. I thought I was going to die, to be honest with you.
He says he tried to feel for his gun but couldn't reach it.
I fumbled around, found my glasses and got back down to the footpath.
The guy kept punching him repeatedly. He's got blood coming down his face. You know, he's walking, he's still on the day.
While police treated Danny outside the house, Cormack's pregnant wife started filming, claiming she too had been injured.
He sprayed me in the eye. Can you call an ambulance? I'm pregnant and he sprayed me in the eye with pepper spray and it's hurting.
The court later found she in fact hadn't been directly sprayed, but instead was suffering from anxiety. Danny was taken to hospital with soft tissue injuries to his head and body, as well as a fractured eye socket requiring 10 stitches.
At that point in time, I really thought that was my last day at work, last day at Earth.
You're certainly in the mind of being a target all the time.
Former Detective Charlie Bazina knows all too well the dangers faced by those on the front line.
30 plus years service in the anti-police force is a lifetime. It's virtually your second life. You've got your family life and you've got your life in the police force.
On the day of the attack, Danny was only armed with the spray, a baton and a gun. That's because despite tasers often being the safer option, he couldn't carry one as a highway patrol officer working alone. It's something that Charlie believes needs to change.
It's incumbent upon police forces and the police unions to support their members and give them everything in their arsenal to try and protect them.
If I'd had a taser that day, I may not have been hurt.
Have you got anything to say to Danny POOLE at all? His career's over. Are you sorry for what you've done? You've punched a police officer. You yourself have admitted to that, aren't you? Is there any remorse?
You want to follow me home to eat breakfast and lunch too?
While Cormack had little to say to us, he had plenty to post on social media.
Yeah, I punched him. I didn't have to. I could have gone not guilty all the way, but I done what I said, and it's a charge, and I'm fine with jail for doing it.
While out on bail, Cormack was subject to ongoing police checks.
I'm here.
Very violent person.
Yeah, tell everyone.
Okay.
Go hard. Enjoy.
Very violent. Tell everyone. And on the 4th of May, we'll see what happens.
Get the police footage from the front of the car. Let's see how tough your copper is then, huh?
There's been some debate as to whether or not the camera in your car was working that day. Was it?
I thought I had pressed the record button and I took the microphone with me that day. However, for whatever reason, as I turned the car off, the camera's turned off, the camera didn't activate, whatever. It hasn't activated.
Free toothbrush. Yeah, I'll get your missus one, mate.
You want your freedom while you can?
Oh, will, bud. Not a problem.
For more than a year, Cormac remained out on bail until last month. Police allegedly discovered the father under the excessive influence of prescription drugs. Then, just a week out from sentencing, he was arrested again for breaching his bail, this time for allegedly contacting one of Danny's relatives. He was charged and put in custody.
I think that we have become somewhat complacent in understanding that police officers put their life on the line on a daily basis.
Lawyer Sam Macedoni.
If you normally commit an assault on anyone that's of no great importance and you wound them, you face up to 7 years jail. If, however, you assault and wound a police officer in the course of the execution of their duty, the penalty is 14 years.
It should be like America. You touch an emergency worker, it's automatic 5 years imprisonment.
How do you feel when you see these photos?
Pretty lucky, actually. I thought I was going to be killed that day. I'm pretty lucky I didn't. Not nice to look at.
While Danny's physical injuries have now healed, he says mentally he'll never be the same.
The nightmares in the beginning were terrible, absolutely terrible, and they still happen now, not as often.
Today he struggles to sleep at night and is suffering from post-traumatic stress, a pain he shares with wife Michelle.
It's quite terrifying to watch someone that you love go through that.
Since the attack that day, Danny has been medically discharged from the police force.
Put this behind me, go on with my life, worry about the important things.
Late today, Jason Cormac was sentenced to 4 years and 10 months. He'll be eligible for parole in just over 3 years.